Hello everyone, my name is Irais Monserrat Cruz Rivas, and today we're talking about innovation strategies. Innovation is the driving force that transforms industries, economies, and societies. In today's business landscape, innovation is not longer optional but a strategic necessity for survival and growth. Two forms stand out for their transformative impact: disruptive and breakthrough innovation. Disruptive innovation enters underserved segments and gradually displaces dominant players. Breakthrough innovation, by contrast, combines technical novelty with immediate impact, creating ruptures that redefine entire sectors. Understanding these differences enables firms to anticipate trends, seize opportunities, and build sustainable advantages. Our thesis is that the real strength of modern organizations lies not in choosing between one or the other, but in applying each type of innovation strategically, depending on timing and context. Disrupted and breakthrough innovation are not the same, though both transform industries. Disrupted introduce simpler, more accessible products targeted at the segment ignored by industry leaders. Over the time, these solutions evolve and displace traditional players. Netflix is a prime example, starting with DVD rentals by mail. It eventually dominated streaming. Breakthrough innovation, by contrast, opens completely new trajectories based on the significant technological advances. This iPhone not only transformed the mobile phone, but created a global digital ecosystem of apps, social networks, and services. Both played transformative roles, but in very different ways. A vision analysis highlights key differences between disruptive and breakthrough. Disruptive innovation is characterized by accessibility, simplicity, and gradual growth, and on the other hand, breakthrough innovation is rarely costly and high impact, redefining entire sectors. For instance, while Uber represents disruption in mobility, for other hand, CRISPR gene editing exemplifies breakthrough innovation in biotechnology. Successful firms do not limit themselves to one approach. They combine disruptive innovation to remain competitive in the short term with breakthrough bets that allow them to lead in the long term. This strategic balance is essential in fast-changing environments. Impact on organizational structures. Innovation produces different effects within organizations. Disruptive innovation forces gradual adjustments to business model, introducing incremental improvements and adaptation to new customer segments. This ensures survival, but rarely changes the internal rules dramatically. Breakthrough innovation, by contrast, completely redefines organizational capabilities by generating a new competitives and processes. Tesla illustrates this impact. It not only built electric cars, but revolutionized the entire value chain from battery production to charging infrastructure. This difference shows that while disruption keeps the company in the race, breakthrough projects is into the new competitive dimensions. Market experience significant transformation under both types of innovation. Disruptive democratizes access and lowers barriers, offering more affordable and practical products. For example, Airbnb enabled ordinary people to participate in the hospitality market, once dominated by hotel chains. Breakthrough innovations, in the other hand, goes beyond changing price or accessibility. It completely redefines the rules of the game and creates new industries. Other example is a commercial internet, giving a rise to entire sectors such as e-commerce and social media. These differences illustrate how disruption expands existing markets, while breakthrough creates an entirely new economic universe. At the economic level, the effects of each type of innovation diverge. Disruptive intensifies competition, lowers prices, and expands access to more consumers. It is key the market dynamism, but its benefits are gradual. Breakthrough innovation, in contrast, produce exponential jumps in productivity, drives growth, and generate entirely new value change. For example, artificial intelligence, its other option is not only improves process, but it's creating entire industries. From digital health to personalized insurance, this difference is critical. Disruption ensures efficiency while breakthrough reconfigures the economic system. Now, it's very important to recognize the type of innovation is a challenge for the organizations. Breakthrough is distinguished by its rating, technological novelty, and the ability to generate lasting, hard to imitate impact. An example in insurance will be creating real-time personalized policies based on client lifestyle using AI. Disruptive innovation, in the other hand, is rather measured by its ability to scale in ignorant markets and grow consistently until it gains growth. And knowing the difference helps company decided where to invest resources and what type of strategic risks to take. Measuring innovation is essential to differentiate its nature and evaluate its impact. Breakthrough innovation is identified through metrics such as persistence over time, commercialization potential, and the magnitude of economic value created. For example, a medical technology patent that remains relevant and profitable for years is a strong indicator of breakthrough. Disruptive innovation, on the other hand, is measured by more immediate metrics, numbers of users, adoption speed, and ability to penetrate innovate markets. Both require different evaluation approaches, but understanding these indicators enables organizations to anticipate expected returns and plan expansions strategies. The organizational and social context defines whether innovation can flourish. Factors such as organizational culture, leadership, and regulatory support are fundamental to fostering change. The Tushman and Rosenkopf model suggests that the phrase must balance exploration and exploitation. One on one hand, creating a space for new ideas, on the other, optimizing exciting resources. This balance avoids both paralysis due to excessive risks and obsolescence due to lack of renewal. Additionally, interinstitutional collaboration and building innovation ecosystems amplify the chances of success. Affordable environments is ultimately the fertile ground where both disruptive and breakthrough innovation emerge. Breakthrough innovation do not arise randomly, they have a specific drivers. At the individual level, employees' physiological capital, self-efficiency, resilience, and optimism boost their willingness to experiment. At the organizational level, knowledge sharing is the key, as it amplifies collective creating and foresting high potential projects. Teams that combine motivate talent with effective collaboration create a fertile ground for revolutionary advances. In practice, companies such as Google foster this environment through free time for personal projects and open innovation spaces. This shows that the breakthrough innovations requires both a strong internal ecosystem and adequate external stimuli. Innovation implies overcoming multiple challenges. Disruptive innovation faces resistance from established competitors and regulatory hurdles that limited its expansion. Breakthrough, meanwhile, requires large investment in research and entails high levels of uncertainty, as many initiatives fail before reaching the market. Even organizations with abundant resources may see limited results if favorable conditions in the environment are absent. The dilemma for companies is clear. Disruptive offers lower risks and safer returns. Breakthrough, by contrast, can completely transform the industry, but while greater exposure to losses. The key lies in learning to manage this balance. Overcoming the challenges of innovation requires robust strategies. One is to foster innovation ecosystem in collaboration with startups, university and research centers, which accelerate projects through development. Another is to create internal incentives for experimentation and tolerance failures as a part of the organizational learning. For example, in the insurance sector, Allianz implements the Allianz data platform to centralize data in the field. Tools like RAN, Business Risks and Insurance, IA Navigations, and IA Assistant that answers underwriters questions about the hundreds of the pages of technical guidelines in seconds. This strategy not only increases efficiency but also refines how the critical information is managed. Disruptive innovation also has clear example in the insurance sector. Suncorp in Australia created a disaster management center that uses artificial intelligence and aerial imagery to assess damage after natural disaster. I will present the next video to understand more about this. This example shows how disruptive complex breakdown offering immediately improves that build trust and satisfaction among policyholders. Disruptive and breakthrough innovation are not opposites but complementary. Disruptive expands access, democratizes services, and ensures content adaptation, while breakthrough redefines trajectories with radical advances. For example, in the insurance sector, process digitalization is necessary, but it's a breakthrough innovation such as those implemented by Allianz that set the future of the industry. This reflection provoked that innovation transforms not only business model but also how we learn and communicate in academic and professional contexts. In conclusion, managing innovation is the managing the future.